Hello everyone, my name is Dredden and we are back in 7 Days to Die. Right now I got back to my little base and I spent a bunch of time harvesting rocks and trees. You can see a bunch of little baby trees on the shore there. Those are all the new little guns. Anyway, let's get into this. Alright guys, so I brought a bunch of stuff with me. Is this a wandering horde? Hopefully YouTube doesn't mess with that. The phrasing I just used there. YouTube. I bet you it's, subtitles are all saying nasty things. Anyway, we gotta take you down. Come on, get out of here. And you. Boom! Headshot. Alrighty. So, yes. I did a bunch of all that. This place has not really been much repaired, and what I've done is I've pretty much have a bunch of stuff on me that I want to bring with me somewhere else. Now I'm really torn. I want to both go into the wasteland down here, and which would be, I think, a lot of fun, or we can go back here and be safe. So I'm kind of torn. If I go back here, then I can make a nice little horde base. But if I go down south, I can have fun in the wasteland. I figure that's where I should be headed. At least for certain days of the week. I don't know. It's sort of just what I feel. And so anyway, I went and got a bunch of rocks, and I made them into stone arrows, and now cobblestone. So, that's that. Alright guys, I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna build ourselves a nice little horde base. So, I didn't bring many other things I was gonna sell. In fact, I scrapped them because I think what I've now come to realize is that the tier 1 guns really suck. They are like, they're not worth much money. You'd have to sell a huge number of them to be able to do much at all. And thus, that just, okay, we gotta make sure that we don't get attacked by a wolf. Yeah, you may as well just scrap them for the bullets and the mechanical parts, I think. And otherwise, if they're level 2, you're probably good for either, really, whatever you need at the time. That's just my personal thoughts so far. And then, of course, the higher tiers are obviously getting better, but you can only really use one that's good for you. My clubbing is getting so good. I'm so happy with it, finally. My cardio, on the other hand, is pretty terrible. So, at this point, it's sort of comparable to what I would expect from my real body. You know, running cross-country for a while on flat ground would be fine, but running uphill is a little bit more tricky. I don't really know if the fun pimps have included that into their little plans or not, but we'll see, I guess. So, over the hill we go, and back. But yeah, but by doing this, then we make sure that we have a horde base. It does take away from the castle build a bit that we are planning, but that's all right as well. So yeah, we'll just sort of work on this. And we're back pretty much to this location. I have a crap ton of wood. And I am thinking I kind of want to just build this out of wood, because when I was doing this in my little world, I made it out of cement and stuff, you know, those kind of things that you would just get if you were, you're just doing when you're playing around in creative mode. Yeah, there's that bug that seems to be with a lot of the trees that were carried over. Unless of course you planted them yourself. If you planted them yourself, then oftentimes they seem to have full hit points, or 900 hit points. It's gonna have one? Yeah. I don't know, it's very weird, some of these trees. At this point, I don't really care. It's kind of nice to have that added little bonus of getting some goodies, but hey. Alright. So... Oh, you know what? I think I missed this one when we left. Yeah. We can repair this apparently with bones? Which apparently I just don't really have many of. So, that's sort of that. Ah, there's the meat. Perfect. Separate this out a little bit better. And I thought I had more magnum rounds. Alright, yeah, and then these are the really crappy guns. Yeah, as you can see, this one's only worth 36. This one's worth 151, which is, this is sort of in the realm of you'd be able to buy something at the trader. This, I don't know, you'd need a bunch of them to be able to do anything. And this is, of course, a nice hunting rifle, which is better than the one that I have at my other base. But it's only 162, so it doesn't seem like it goes up much from there. Which is kind of weird, like there's a big jump on this versus this, but not here. I don't know, man. The game is just crazy in how it works its stuff. Okay, 76 on that level 2 versus 300 on that. Yeah, I don't know. I was also looking in the XML for doing mods and such, and I don't see how adding blue dye actually increases any sort of damage or anything, but it does. That's really weird. I'll have to look even closer in the XML, because I really did not see anything about that. Is this a good blue pistol, or does it suck? I don't know. I guess it's not bad. Okay, anyway. Let's start by building some ladders, shall we? I was going to get more water before I left. That's okay, I guess I have 62 right there, so that's fine. Now I did build a bedroll and put it on the roof of the other place, but if I'm going to be doing Horde Night here, I should probably do one here too. So, ladder. Let's build a tiny little Horde base. There's a whole bunch of weird little designs I plan on making here. You know, we're going to need a lot. Let's say this building is... I don't know. Let's say it's 20 high. I'm going to need 100 ladders then. We'll start with that many and just kind of go from there. Okay, so maybe if we start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what's on the other side of the road from here? The window. That's okay. We'll make a ramp type one on this, which is a whole different thing. So yeah, we'll just kind of go up on this base. Now this is a bit of a problem. Let's just figure out exactly the height, because maybe I don't want them to climb the whole way. Maybe that. Maybe I could also bring it out one from the wall and do that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Put it there. Oh, I really want it to be like that. That's 5. And we'll take this one out now. I don't know. I just did this because it made kind of sense at the time. And okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's the 15. Move over here, please. Could you put this right there? No, you cannot. Okay, fine. We'll do the auto rotation ourselves. Alright. Any other things spawning up here? Whilst I will... Nope. Okay, good. So yeah, here's the problem that I figure here. There's an issue with... it being that... Okay, I'll just build these things and then I'll talk about it, because that way I can think a bit more clearly. I don't know, 30? We're gonna need a lot. Let's get rid of you, put you there, and take these guys here. Okay, so I don't want them to come up here and run all over the top of this building, because I've got my stuff over here in that little hole here, and really I've made it so that in theory the zombies can't get up in here, and I can do a little bit more work to make sure that that's the case, by putting these different little laddery systems in here. So anyway, that's that. This is a height that's good enough to make them fall off the edge and hurt them, so really it's not a big deal there. If a cop shows up, that's kind of going to be a problem, and if vultures show up, well, we're going to have to build something for that too. So that said, let's see, this one was in the middle, so that one goes there. There's one there. Those are the ladders that I think I've put down. Don't fall off the edge. And so yeah, I guess what one would do is maybe build some sort of wall that goes back here and prevents them from getting down here. Now, the probability of them wanting to go back here, I don't think is very high, unless I am back here, right? Like, it doesn't really make much sense for them to come down here if they don't need to. Oh, those are all... that's fine. It gets extra support this way. Nice and protected. I don't know, this is something I was not 100% on when I thought about this here, but you know, it kind of works. It has to be done either way. I don't really want this building as like a permanent base anyway, and if I spend more time on that building, that's probably also another way to go about this. So go down, and so now there's a couple of things here that need to be taken into consideration. I will finish this in a little bit. We will go over all that. So let me think about this in my other game. We have essentially, I think it's 1, 2, which would be there, would be the gap. And then there would be a wall, or like not a wall, but a platform to jump on, which would be here, which would go out to, at least, from a base that was here. And that would be 1, 2, here. So this is sort of the minimum. It has to come up from here, span over to there. And then, so basically I'm just building it all on the ground here so that we can see. Now, am I thinking about this correct? I may have to go in my other game just to take a look, but I kind of feel like I did 3 as a gap on that one. Anyway, we'll get it started and then we'll go from there. So, yeah, and then, but yeah, so there's a couple of different considerations. So if the zombies are running off and falling, they do a little bit of extra damage to things that are down on the ground. So let's say this was, you know, the pillar that was holding up this platform. They would fall down and smash, maybe smash some of these, depending on if they were close enough to them or not. Now, one can mitigate this by sort of building off to the sides and using sort of more maximum build lengths and such. So that's sort of the plan here. And this one I'm sort of wanting to build just because I think it'd be a little more fun to do some building for a proper Horde base. Yeah, and it's a bit different in terms of Horde bases than what other people seem to be doing. with long channels, or we are going to do like a rampish one up here though, because that's going to be partly testing for what I want to do at my castle, but I kind of don't want to build the castle right now because, man, they just keep on updating the game, and then that sort of seems to break buffs or weird little things in the game like tree hit points and things like that. You're just like, why does it have to do that? I don't know. Their new system is very unusual, and on the outside of what I can see, until I know what kind of programming pattern they're using, I can't even. It seems very complicated. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it just is simple, you know, on one level. I don't know. I've got to see if I can figure out more about that. Anyhow, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, yeah. So checking that other build specifically, this is correct because what I did is I made a 5x5 hole into the ground, and that's sort of how that worked. So yeah, I think I'm gonna over-engineer this thing, and that would mean, because like right now, as I have it set up, there's 6 between this, even this far one here, which means that there's a lot of extra structural support from this particular one pillar, basically double what's required, which is good, because then it can help hold up these ones here, plus this particular face here holds can hold another 7 wood blocks worth of weight. So that's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which then essentially leaves some of the other weight to be distributed off of this one, kind of along here, and some of it goes off of this particular block. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, it's all about structural integrity, the system that the TFP has implemented in the game. So yeah, it's a bit odd, but you know, that is sort of what they do. Now, I might do a little bit more experimentation with this, because I think this is going to work regardless. Even if I were to go up here all the way, should be fine. I'm just going to throw a bunch of these down. I don't know, it's going to take a lot of these things. 140? Sure. Let's make 140 more. I need 140 more. I really don't care. I got a lot of wood. And is that about the right height? Yeah. So, now, having it this far out, though, relative to the ladders, might mean I get on more. But I think we're going to experiment with some proper blocks to prevent them from jumping up on top of it, because I think doing it that way would be a bit better. Okay. I'll pull all these up as well and then use them. Okay, so these ones are just on the 6th side there, which means that these ones here should be these ones, which is also going to be a little bit better for structural integrity. And in theory, what I've seen the zombies do is they kind of jump over to the platform and they kind of fall, and sometimes they run forward here and thus not hit things, but it really depends on the angle they come off. I don't know. It's going to be kind of a crazy thing, I think. And so yeah, and I may end up replacing some of these bottom blocks with cobblestone, because I have the cobblestone to do it with. Once we kind of figure out what we're doing here, it's pretty easy to just sort of shore these up temporarily. Now, yeah, so this is probably going to be a bit of a double build in terms of like episodes, because it's going to take a bit of extra time. Okay, so down we go again. So yeah, now the idea is, of course, with all these extra ones, is that if one of these blocks is destroyed, we have extra support to kind of carry the weight from fallen pillars. So yeah, now, what are the odds I can make this jump? I think they're pretty good. I am encumbered. Probably break my leg. Yep. Oh god. That was fun. I am not going to mend my leg with that, but I am going to put some stuff away. Okay, so I put out a bedroll, got rid of some stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll use this splint, because I don't know. I probably will fall some more, but I don't know. Let's take 2 of these and keep them on us. If I fall again, then that'll suck, but I don't really need to run around a lot. Yeah. I'm pretty used to like jumping around these little areas. Oh, seriously? A rotten little thing? We'll just be a little more cautious this time. So I'm going to just take this ladder out, and then we're going to put in a couple of these guys. Okay. So we want 1, 2, 3, like that. So that'll be how that goes. I'm going to put a couple of these in here. That way, if this pillar comes down, we might have enough structural support. Because all 3 of these are going to take up some of the weight. Yeah. Now maybe get this over here. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 3. 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay, 4 is there. And then we'll just bring this over. So that should provide us with a lot of structural support, and I think I may even... Really, this building is so much higher than that one. That's fine. We can work with that anyway. Put a couple more back here that have more of an extended sort of weight distribution. And it does seem also like the maximum amount of distance from a support pillar can be 14, though I haven't really actually tried that in, 14, 15 is kind of this weird thing. Like I said in this other episode, that, yeah, it does seem to be a thing that they can't extend further than that. So, anyhow, that's that. So, let's put more of these ladders in. Yeah, so the idea is that the zombies find this to be the easiest, quickest path. They climb up here, and they're like, "Raw," try to get you. But you are clever enough to have yourself some kind of wonderful little poles. Now, let's see here. There's a whole bunch of weird ones. Now, we probably will have to utilize, yeah, the saw. I don't want the centered ones. 1 second. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to put some doors in. Now, ideally, I think this works maybe like that. Then I guess we open it, and then the zombies will want to jump to the door. And of course, we can always slam it in their faces if we need to have a break from the zombies. And so I guess the other blocks we could employ would be, yeah, once again, we're going back to those poles. I think we should probably go with the flagstone ones because we can upgrade those ones pretty well. So let me just get a couple things built real quick. So I'm thinking we're going to need at least 21 of these wood bars for the roof, or something like that. A combination of roof and walls for this, at least for this little chunk of the base. Anyhow, guys, I think what I'm going to do is keep building a bit, and then I guess we'll come back in the morning and I'll show you what I've got built on this particular section, and we'll kind of go from there. And then maybe we'll rebuild some of this section and expand this, but it goes over there. And we'll see how this goes, because, you know, I have tried it, but it's always could be different when you're playing it, because the game just, you know, sometimes weird situations arise. So anyways, if you enjoyed this build, let me know by hitting the like button. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of stuff versus just the straight up looting. I've been doing a lot of that, and I do feel it is one strong way to play the game, but I feel like I kind of need a break. It feels like that's the main thing I've been doing since Alpha 17 comes out, just dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. And so I'm going to do some building, and I'm still going to do some looting, because I do need to continually upgrade my stuff. And so yeah, anyhow, I will see you guys in the next episode. But if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I will see you then. Bye-bye.